Hello and welcome to Wholesome Roots. My name is Rose, if you haven't been here before, and I have been asked to participate in a collaboration that was started by Lorella, not a farm girl, and Liz Zorab from Byther Farms asked me to participate. So go check out their channels and watch their videos. So this collaboration is what I would tell a younger me. So about homesteading, I think the first thing I would say is buy the property sooner. And the reason why I say this is because after I went through my divorce with my ex-husband, I moved into a rental house that I literally planned on living in for 1 year, and then I was going to buy my own place and start a real homestead. I was allowed to have chickens and a garden at this old house, but that was it. And it ached and yearned in my soul to have more than that. To plant my orchard, to plant my asparagus, to get my goats and other livestock. That 1 year turned into 6 years of renting at the same place because I just couldn't find the right homestead or the right situation at the right time. And I just can't stop thinking how much further along I would have been at this point if I had just bought something at that year mark like I had intended to. And I guess that kind of goes the same for the move here. When we moved here, it was out of desperation. We had to get out of the place we were in because there were major mold issues that were causing extreme health problems for our family. And we needed to move. As soon as we discovered the problem, it was like, that explains it, now we need to get out of here. And we were very fortunate that we knew the person who owned this property and we were able to rent it from them pretty quickly. But what we really wanted was to buy a homestead. And we still, 4 years later, have not been able to purchase this property, and we still are renting. But the good thing is because of the 6-year wait at the previous home, I knew I was not going to wait on planting an orchard. So I went ahead and planted that orchard. So the other thing I would tell myself is to plant the orchard. Even if you don't think you're gonna be there but a year, somebody else after you is gonna come along and pick apples off that tree. So it's well worth it. So buy the homestead and plant the orchard, and any other perennial vegetables that you plan on growing yourself, plant it. That should be your first thing you do. Now I will say this, there is a caveat to that. We planted our orchard without knowing what the deer path was, and we planted it right in the middle of their path. So if we had lived here maybe another year, maybe we would have known, but nothing was growing down there for us to know if the deer were gonna eat it or not. So now we have to move our orchard into a secure location. So there are some drawbacks to getting an orchard started too early. So you might want to live at the place for a year and really learn the lay of the land and make sure that you're planting it in the correct zone. And probably the third thing I would have done is I probably would have told my landlord that in order to move in, I needed to move my greenhouse as well and get permission right away. Because after living here 4 years, I'm afraid to ask about moving a greenhouse here. So I have a 20 by 25 foot Snow Arch Series Atlas greenhouse at my ex's property. And it's a very, very, very nice greenhouse, and it's really well put together. It's got automatic exhaust, automatic fan, it's got roll-up sides. It's really, really awesome. And yet I can't use it because it's too far away to drive if I were. I mean, he would gladly let me use it, and we have a good friendship now, but there's just no way I could drive there every day to take care of things. So it's sitting unused and I miss it. I miss having a greenhouse so much. But luckily Ryan has some things that he's gonna use to make me a mini greenhouse, and I'll at least have that this year. But I really, really wish I had said, I'm moving my greenhouse here and just moved it because I'm kind of wimpy and I'm afraid to ask. And so I go without a greenhouse still. So those are the things that I would have told my younger self, is to not be afraid, go ahead and ask for the greenhouse, and to buy a property versus rent, and to plant the orchard and perennial vegetables early on. So what would you do? What kind of things would you tell your younger self? I'm gonna tag my friend Jen over at Sunshine Farms to participate in this collaboration. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.